Hello, everyone. Thanks for joining us for Access City Council. I'm your host, City of Las Vegas Communications Director David Riggleman. NBA legend Shaquille O'Neal unveils 2 refurbished basketball courts at the Doolittle Complex. And rock superstar Mick Jagger took some time out from the Rolling Stones No Filter Tour to visit some sites over in Ward 5. Here to discuss these topics and much more is the councilman who represents Ward 5. It's Mr. Cedric Crear. You got Mick Jagger walking around your neighborhood these days?
The Mick, huh? And he is just hanging out, minding his own business, and Mr. Nonchalant, world-class Mick from the Rolling Stones, and cruising around Fremont Street Experience, Neon Museum, just really cool. Look, it shows you, I say this all the time, Ward 5 is the cultural epicenter of the city. If you're going to come hang out, Mick, where else would you go but come down to Ward 5 and hang out with us?
And you've been hanging around with all, Shaquille O'Neal, Jagger, the councilman's just like, he's with all those folks. But it's all happening in Ward 5. And, of course, you know Ward 5 very well. For those of you out there not exactly sure where Ward 5 is, well, don't worry. We're going to show you right now. Really the heart of the city. Right there with the 5 on it. It encompasses some of our downtown. Extends out to the northwest, running kind of along the north and east side of US 95. But if you live in that area or work in that area, then you are in the city limits of the city of Las Vegas. And of course, if you're a resident there, you are represented on the city council by Mr. Cedric Crear, who is with us today. Hello, hello.
Hello, hello. A lot to talk about as usual. It just seems like we just roll right into it. And here we are once again talking about all the great things we're doing in Ward 5.
Yeah, and let's start with, this is really cool. You posted this on Facebook. You said, the mayor gave Shaq the key to the city, which is rare. Dr. O'Neal is very deserving. Explain why she gave the key to him.
So the Shaquille O'Neal Foundation, Perry and Carrie and the whole team there are raising resources for cities, underserved communities in Atlanta as well as in Las Vegas. And recently Shaq just had his gala where he raised almost $3 million for the foundation. And we had already been in the works and talked with them about repurposing a couple of basketball courts at the Doolittle Complex. And what's important of that is we just refurbished the baseball fields. We put in signage there at Doolittle. The courts were needed of repair. Through a donation from Icy Hot, $200,000 donation through the Shaquille O'Neal Foundation, we were able to get these courts resurfaced, repurposed. You can see how beautiful they are, and they're called the Shaq courts. That basketball has his handprint on it. There's a recreation of his shoes that are there on the Shaq
like what,
bench,
size 17
which are
or
like
something?
Huge shoes that lights up, and it was just a great symbol of the commitment that the Shaquille O'Neal Foundation is making to Las Vegas. We're going to be a lot more with them, and the courts are beautiful. The kids, you can see, had an amazing time at a 3-on-3 tournament. As a kicker, Shaq said he's going to give free laptops to all the kids. If the kid made a three-pointer, the kid missed it. But we came back around through our friends at Howard Hughes. Thank you, Kevin Orrick, Tom Warden, for their support as well. The kid made a free throw, and all the kids who were there that night are going to get free laptops.
That's like hundreds of them.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Shaquille O'Neal Foundation, Howard Hughes, Icy Hot, the whole team came together, and we've already got the computers ordered, and we're going to have another ceremony at the Shaq courts to give all the kids who were there, about 100 kids or so.
That's pretty cool.
Are going to get free laptops.
How
about that?
That's really cool.
Yeah.
So, if your team wins the championship, you don't get a laptop.
You're right.
You're a fan. Hey, I'm just happy they won. But in this situation, he makes the shot and you get a laptop. Now, you can't beat that.
And it was great. Like the whole place, we had DJ going, the whole place silent sound. The kid's at the free throw line. He misses the first one, and Shaq says, oh, hey, no, your foot was on the line. We got to take it again. The kid makes the second, and the whole place erupted. It was like Michael Jordan winning the NBA championship, Steph Curry hitting the winning three. It was bigger than that, and it was so exciting. And Shaq's just great. Look, what you see with Shaquille O'Neal on TV is exactly what you see if you get a chance to meet him in person.
Good to hear.
He is a wonderful person, just a good guy, a lot of fun. Like Shaq says, we're in the fun business, and it shows.
The mayor, we saw you and the mayor giving him the key to the city, and I think you were telling me that's the first key to the city he's ever got.
Shaq has done so much around the country for underserved communities, and it's the first time he said he's ever received a key to the city.
Wow.
It's hard to believe. I have to give the mayor 100% props for that, because the mayor does not give out the keys to the city, as we know,
very often.
It's very, very exclusive. She has sole authority who she can and cannot give it out to, and she chose to do that. I didn't have a conversation with her prior,
Good for her.
She came to the event, which is great for the mayor to be there, number one. She spoke great, but then she offered the key to the city as a thank you to Shaquille O'Neal. And I thank her for offering that sentiment to Shaquille because she didn't have to do it. Yeah.
And again, that's a very rare thing. The mayor does not give that out very often. So
it is, and it's very, very well deserved.
Yeah, you have to be somebody special or done something special to get it, absolutely. Well, speaking of special, we love when new businesses open in Ward 5. We love when new businesses open anywhere in the city, especially through the pandemic. And there's a new McDonald's at Lake Mead and Decatur that, hey, you know, I've been through there, but I guess I've missed this.
It's a repurpose on the corner there. We approved this project for the whole tentative map was approved with the convenience store in the corner, with the McDonald's that was there. You know, it was great to see that projects that we approve, that we work with the developer, actually get done.
Yeah.
And I give a lot of applause to those developers that say they're going to do something and they actually do it. This is a prime example of someone saying they were going to do it to actually doing it. The convenience store that's located there, the 7-Eleven, is beautiful. The McDonald's is there, is beautiful. It really rounds out and adds a lot of modern touches to that corner, and I think it's great. And they've been doing fantastic, from my understanding. The C-Store is doing great, the 7-Eleven, as well as the McDonald's.
Yeah, that's really good, because it seems to me, Councilman, if memory serves, there were some businesses that were shuttered in that area.
There were.
So now we got a thriving one.
There were, and also it's beautiful. It adds a lot of light to an area that is old. That has been there for a little while, and so it's great to see. And we thank them. We appreciate them. The great operators, I think, are going to do very, very well.
Well, this is what I'd love to talk about because you posted this on Facebook. You said, "Hey, Mick, thanks, Mick Jagger, for hanging out in Ward 5 today at the Neon Museum and the Fremont Street Experience." And folks, you got to love this, because there he is at the Neon Museum, and there he is just hanging out on Fremont. So that's not photoshopped or anything. That's him just standing there.
Yeah.
And you'd figure there'd be like a huge crowd around him, but I guess, you know, it's just Las Vegas. There's celebrities everywhere.
You know, and thanks to our friends at the Fremont Street Experience and our friends at the Neon Museum for posting those and taking those photos. Look, Mick Jagger, arguably one of the biggest rock and roll, personalities in the history of music, right? Not just in the past week or the past month or the past year or decade, in the history of music. It's Mick Jagger. And for him to come down and take time out to want to come down into our little humble Ward 5 and see Fremont Street Experience and the Neon Museum, I get why he came down. Where else are you going to go, Mick? But it's just great to see that he actually did it, took time out to do it.
They were here in town. Obviously, their world tour came through Las Vegas. They played at Allegiant Stadium.
Allegiant sold it out.
Yeah, absolutely.
65,000 people.
In about 2 seconds,
yeah,
too. Yeah,
how about that? And I hear the concert was great, too. So I like to think that Ward 5 gave us some inspiration to go out that night and
I'm sure
kick
it did.
some butt. I think so.
After he saw that, it's like, now I'm really going to give you a good show. So
yes,
excellent stuff. Well, come back anytime, Mick. It's good having you here.
Yes, you're always welcome.
And then love this too. This is a big deal related to downtown. You posted this on Facebook. You said, "Congratulations to Kenny Epstein, the Epstein family, Mike Nolan, and the entire El Cortez family on the 80th birthday of this historic property." And it's hard to believe, but yeah, the El Cortez just turned 80.
It is an iconic property, and it has gone through numerous ownerships, including Jackie Gahn, who everybody knows owned the plaza as well as El Cortez, a number of hotels downtown. He actually lived in the hotel for a long period of time before his death. Now the Epstein family owns it, which is great. Great people, great families, great people in the community, right? It's one of the last single-owned, family-owned casinos
versus
in Las
a corporation,
Vegas,
right?
Versus a corporation, and it shows, right? There, you can call Kenny Epstein, you can call Mike Nolan, who runs the place. They'll answer the phone. They'll ask you what's going on. You can talk to them. You can touch them. And they were there. Their families were there. Michael Gahn, Jackie Gahn's son, was there. And it just shows you that it's not just another hotel. It's family.
Yeah.
And it exudes that. So for them to celebrate their 80th was fantastic. I was happy to be a part of it, just as a person growing up here in Las Vegas.
Yeah.
And knowing El Cortez and seeing El Cortez and seeing it blossom over the decades, I think it's great. I love that fact that it's still standing and still prospering.
It is, and you know what? They've done a lot to renovate.
Have.
It's a beautiful renovation there. It took place here a few years ago. So it's not the same hotel 80 years ago that opened. It's been renovated. Still the same property, still the same area, but they've done a beautiful job of making it updated to the times.
Yeah,
so.
you know, from working in the casino business for 10 years and we're at a locals place, you know, they have their loyal clientele, right?
Yeah,
the people who go to El Cortez, you're going to see them on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday for buffet, or Tuesday for, you know, steak night.
Yeah, there's great food.
They're there all the time. And I know that they view their customers as family as well.
Well,
so it's a great property. If you haven't visited, come on down to downtown, check them out, and tell them that the Councilman Cedric Crear sent you over there. And, we just love having people come out and discover what's going on in downtown Las Vegas.
You know, we had a couple of big birthdays here. The Plaza celebrated 50 years, and now we got El Cortez doing 80. Wow, that's great.
I told you about downtown.
Yeah.
Right? You want to know about the history of Las Vegas, come on down to downtown and find something about it.
Exciting.
It's a combination of old school and new school with some of the newer hotels that are taking place, circa Downtown Grand with the refurbishment that's there, the D that's there, the Fremont Street Experience with the new canopy that was installed not too long ago. It's a cool place. 21 million visitors come to downtown Las Vegas.
It's about half the tourists that come to Las Vegas overall will come downtown as well.
But that tourism growth is more than most major metropolitan cities receive an entire year as well, just in downtown Las Vegas. So come down and check us out.
Yeah, downtown's very cool.
It is.
You got Mick Jagger hanging out, Shaquille O'Neal. It's like, there you go. And then celebrities in a different way, but still celebrities. You posted this on Facebook. You said, "It was a wonderful honor to my old friend and sister, Monique Westfield, and she represents Tony's House on their 11th anniversary." Explain what Tony's House is, Councilman, and why this was so special.
So Monique, I have known since she came to UNLV from Inglewood, California, years ago, and I was a young kid, and Monique was a student there, and she used to come out with our family, and she used to pick me up from school sometimes when I was a kid. Yes, I've known her a long time, and her and her husband, Dr. Westfield, who is a esteemed ophthalmologist here in town, have created what's called Tony's House. And Tony's House is a home that takes in transitional young adults, young kids, who are experiencing substance abuse. And the home has blossomed. It is an asset to our community. You know, so many people have come to, you know, if you get out of drug rehabilitation and you need assistance, where do you go? Some people don't have the families that many of us have, and they need resources. And this Tony's House is this place, and they've celebrated their 11th anniversary, which is a huge testament to Monique, Dr. Westfield, as well as the Tony House team, because there's a commitment from the staff that works there and keeps it running. And I have to give them the utmost thanks and appreciation for that. 11 years of commitment to service and servicing others is quite the testament, I think, to our community.
Very timely, too, because we're hearing about situations with the opioid crisis and addiction in general. And so when you've got an organization that can step up and help, this seems like the time you really need a group like that.
You know, and it hits home with me. My father was a doctor, but he specialized in substance abuse, and he worked with those who worked in the methadone clinic downtown. The care unit at North Las Vegas Hospital had a substance abuse facility, and so it hits home with me. And sometimes we have a tendency to view people who have experienced some type of substance abuse issues as they're bad, but you know, look, it is a disease. It needs to be treated, and people need help. And so Tony's House is one example of people within the community not just talking about it, but doing about it. And everybody knows that, you know, you can't wait for government to do everything for you. The people in the communities are the ones that really make a world-class city and help each other. And this is a prime example of that.
Always takes a good foundation to do that. And love this. Our National Teacher of the Year, Juliana Urtubey. Got to meet the President, First Lady.
She's great, and we love her. And she's not only, look, she has a wonderful personality, and she's a great teacher, obviously, but she has a great spirit about her as well.
She does.
And you could tell just by meeting her why she got recognized as such a national honor, and she was at the White House for that. And congratulations, Juliana. We really appreciate you.
Yeah, this was a big deal, you guys. She was the National Teacher of the Year for the entire United States, not Nevada, not Las Vegas, the whole country. And I think it was the first time that someone from Nevada had ever been recognized as National Teacher of the Year.
I believe it is, and but like I said, when you meet her, there's a reason why.
Yeah.
She exudes that just great, her personality.
Right.
And you can see how it carries over to the classroom.
Yeah. She was honored at City Council here a few months back. Yeah, so you and Councilwoman Diaz both can claim
no
her,
doubt,
you know.
no doubt. But we claim her Ward 5.
That's
what
it's
good. I took Councilwoman Diaz. Don't worry about it, Councilwoman. You can come visit us anytime you want to.
She's working over here.
She's over here, Ward 5.
And
Come on
why
over.
She won. So, well, congratulations to her. And it's just a big deal for Las Vegas that someone from right here is the National Teacher of the Year.
Yes. You know, and we also hear, so many of the, disparaging stories, and this is a great one that we need to highlight, and we have, and we just appreciate her. There's a lot of hidden jewels within the Clark County School District, a lot of great schools, a lot of great teachers, dedicated administrators that truly care about the well-being of our students.
That's a great point, Councilman.
Yeah, and I think that sometimes it does not go noticed. And we need to do a better job of noticing those.
Yeah, there were some other things about the school district in the news lately that maybe kind of diminish the fact that we do have some shining stars.
We have superstars of people that are committed, that have not only just from a 9-to-5 perspective, but a life commitment that they've made to the betterment of our students and our schools within Southern Nevada. And I believe that those are the majority of the folk versus the other way around.
Yeah.
And I think we need to do a better job of highlighting those individuals and telling them how much we care about them and thanking them for their commitment.
Yeah. Well, this is a perfect segue then, Councilman, for recognizing someone who made a contribution in the community and someone who was recognized. You posted this on Facebook. You said, "Such a beautiful morning to unveil the Tom Hawley Way street sign to honor News 3's Chopper Tom." And it was a beautiful morning that we were out there. I think, if you're not aware, Chopper Tom was a longtime journalist at Channel 3, passed away in October. And he worked on Four Master Lane and then went to school at Rancho High, which is
right across the street.
So Councilman worked to have the street renamed, at least ceremonially, Tom Hawley Way.
Yeah, and that was the mayor as well who led the charge. I know that her and Kevin Janison and the team at Channel 3 worked to get that in a very expeditious manner too. And so I was happy. Ward 5 is a host of News 3. Tom Hawley was an icon in our community, right? And I made the statement in there is how many times have you woken up in the morning and you had to go someplace and you knew exactly the direction you were going to go. I'm going to take I-15, I'm going to get off at Rainbow and all these different things. And all of a sudden you hear Tom Hawley talking about, nope, there's an accident on 15. There's something going on. You go, okay, guess I'm taking surface streets.
I'm doing something different. Change direction.
How many times have we all heard that and said, and then shifted a little bit? And that all came from Chopper Tom. And everybody that knew him, I haven't heard one person say one disparaging thing about that man. He was great. People loved him. He was great at what he did. And he was a staple in our community. He was a part of our community, right?
He really was. He had a segment on Channel 3 called The Video Vault.
The Video Vault, sure.
And boy, old footage from back.
Old. Did he have any old footage of
somebody that I know?
Of a young David Riggleman
from way back in the day? And that video still lives on. But that segment is interesting. Tom was a very humble guy too. They originally, they told us this the morning that we unveiled the sign. They told us that they originally wanted to call that segment Hawley's History or something. And Tom wouldn't have nothing of that. It's like, no, we're going to call it Video Vault. And so he was that kind of a humble person.
And from if you've been in Las Vegas for a long time or born and raised here, those video vaults were pretty cool because you went back and saw some of the things that used to be.
I remember that,
I remember that place. I remember when that happened, right?
Exactly.
And big things and small things. MGM fire, exactly where that was. Or when
Pepcon exploded.
Pepcon exploded. Or when they broke into Bertha's jewelry store. I remember that, right? The hole in the wall gang, and you see them reporting that. Like, I remember when that happened. Sure, I know exactly where that was. It was great.
Well, Tom left us too soon. He was 60 years old, passed away from pancreatic cancer. and just a sad.
Yeah, and it was nice that his brother, his sister were there. His family also came down for the ceremony.
They did.
That was very special that they came out.
Yeah, it was wonderful.
Yeah, it was nice. Beautiful morning, beautiful ceremony for a great cause.
Yeah, he had his brother Ben, sister Shobi, his niece Nicole, and his stepmom.
Yeah,
was also there that morning.
Great.
So yeah, it's good stuff. So rest well, Tom. Thank you for all you've done for our community.
Yes, thank you.
And speaking of doing things for the community, I love this, Councilman. You posted this on Facebook. You said, wonderful event tonight at the Best of the Badge Gala honoring the heroic officers of Las Vegas Metropolitan Police Department. And Councilman, this is a big deal because, boy, they recognize people for all kinds of heroics and everything else that, again, sometimes you just forget about all of the contributions that people make in the community. But, boy, they lay it all out for you on that night.
They do, and it was a fabulous event at the Wynn that co-sponsored that event. Beautiful and well-deserved. It highlights the officers and actually shows videos of them.
Yeah.
Whether it is, busted into cars that exploded, or whether it's, arresting someone that is loaded with guns, or all the different things that happen that we take for granted every day. And realizing that those in law enforcement go out every day, they put their lives on the line every single day on our behalf to make our community safer and to stay safe. And this is just a moment in time to recognize some great individuals. And I don't think that it also stifles just them. It highlights the entire police force, right? They sort of choose a few of them, but it highlights the entire Metropolitan Police Force and all the work they do. And you also talk about the vastness, whether it's the canine unit, which is great. They actually gave awards out to the canine dogs over there.
Of course they should,
to members of the SWAT team, to the bomb squad, to just traffic enforcement. And it's so many moving parts that goes into Metro. And this is a great way to thank them. I thank them all the time as just not as a council person, but as a resident of Las Vegas for always being so supportive. And this is a great way also to break down that barrier between community and police.
So true.
And which we need to do a lot more of.
I think they've worked very hard at that over the years to try to establish that relationship between the community and the police department. And so that when you call them, it's your first exposure to them. You get to see them in meetings. They're always out and about in the community. They participate in things. They're part of your like the Little League and
they
and,
are
and
the
things.
Golden Little League in our community. I'm a big fan of COP, Community Officer Policing, where they actually break down those barriers and actually get involved in the community. And you realize that police officers are just like you and I. They're your neighbors. You see them at the gym. You see them at a restaurant. You see them at church, just trying to go out, protect and serve, and get home to their families at the end of the day, like the rest of us.
So true, Councilman. So true. Had some great events that took place since the last time you've been on the show. We had the Dia de los Muertos event at Lorenzi Park there in the Sammy Davis Festival Plaza, and this is a big event every year. It's on November 2nd, a couple days after Halloween, and very big festival, and this is always draws a big crowd.
It does, and it follows his Hispanic Heritage Month, which is great. Huge turnout, great event, great music, great family, face paintings, food. It was just a great event over at Sammy Davis Jr., where we host right at Lorenzi Park. What a great setting for a beautiful night. It was just a lot of fun, and it was great to see so many people came out. It's great to see the young kids that come out as well to understand the importance of Dia de los Muertos, and it's just great. It's a lot of fun.
The tradition is to honor and remember family members who've passed away and who are no longer with us. But it's really a tribute to our ancestors.
It is. Dia de los Muertos is Day of the Dead, is what it translates to, and you celebrate those family members or close friends who have come by, and you create the memorial for them, and we're going to meet them again at some point. So it's great to recognize that. And I think we, even those who are not Hispanic, it's a good time for us to take a moment also to recognize those
it's a nice sentiment. It really is. And the offering is the ofrenda, and it's very elaborate. But again, it's to remember your ancestors who've gone on ahead of you. So. And then, of course, that just follows Halloween, which is a couple days earlier, October 31st. Big event, too, at the Safe Night out at Pearson Center. You were out there with, looks like your staff.
Yeah, with Harry and Tanya and the team were there. It was a huge turnout. I think people were just looking to come out of the pandemic and looking to do something and go
and something
something
safe.
Yeah,
too,
something
Councilman,
safe. You know, the kids, many organizations work to give out safe candy. We had line wrapped out. We had jumpy houses outside, music, DJs, car show, lowrider car show happening outside as well. Just a great time.
Yeah.
A lot of fun. Safe night for you to come out and get some candy and have fun. And be a part of the community.
Because last year, of course, Halloween didn't really happen because of the pandemic, and at least not in the traditional sense. So events like this really made it special for people to be able to get out, have some fun, and again, do it in a safe environment to where we could start feeling like we're getting a little bit back to normal.
Yeah,
so.
It was great.
And then, Councilman, really excited about this. The last thing we want to tell everybody about today, December 4th, it's the big day. Historic West Side Legacy Park, official grand opening. It
is. It's going to be 10 a.m. December the 4th, Historic West Side Legacy Park grand opening, which is in partnership with the county. This park that former Commissioner Weekly and I have been working on for a while, and it is going to bring in 36 individuals who have been trailblazers in our community.
That's right.
Honor them at this park. We're going to take in applications every year. Applications are now open. You can go to lasvegasnevada.gov/Ward5, contact the office 702-229-5443, and find out more about the application process. But it's great. The park is beautiful. It is a great symbol of our community that is going to highlight those who came and done so much.
And the purpose of the park is to highlight those people and to recognize the people who've really kind of helped establish the community.
It is, and it ranges from a wide variety of people too. And we have a committee that picked the recipients of it, and so many people that I know, but some people that I don't know. And that was the purpose of it as well, right? It's just not the people that we all know. There were some people that have been inducted in, or will be inducted on the 4th, that I didn't know.
See, there you go.
And that's the purpose of it.
Exactly right.
One of the main purposes of it.
It's great way to honor those in the community. And it's a great history lesson, too. So, well, congratulations, Councilman. You've been working on that park a long time, and glad that we are almost there, ready to cut that ribbon. We are almost out of time, too.
Oh,
so
time flies.
It does. So we want to tell everybody out there, hey, we always want to hear from you. So if there's something you'd like to share with Councilman Crear, you can find him on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. You can also contact him, as he mentioned, just by picking up the phone, 702-229-6405, or you can send an email. His address is ccrear@lasvegasnevada.gov, and here one of his great staff will get right back to you on that. So, Councilman, always a pleasure.
Thank you.
Happy holidays to you. I can't believe that we're coming to an end of 2021.
Yeah,
so.
it flies.
It does.
It flies by, no doubt about it. We go from, I used to say we go from day to day, week to week. We go from month to month. Now we go from literally year to year.
Yeah.
You start planning for what you're going to do 2022. So yeah,
here it is.
It's pretty amazing.
That's right. Speaking of which, I guess I'll see you next year
on
the show. So thanks for being here. And folks, don't miss our next show beginning on December 2nd with Ward 6 City Councilwoman Michelle Fiore. You can now catch all of our KCLV shows on Apple TV, Roku, and Amazon Fire. Also, look for our QR code during the closing credits of this show to sign up for our newsletter. And don't forget, you can watch us live on the internet at kclv.tv. Thanks for joining us, everyone. We'll see you next time around.